today she's going to talk to us about nutrition. What in the world is nutrition, Gretchen?
That's a good question. So that's a big word, nutrition. So really what we're just talking about is what are we putting in our body? What food and drinks are we putting in our body? And so nutrition is really important for our big people and our little people, because we got to be careful on what we're putting in our body. And so when we're talking nutrition, we have to think about it because it affects our brain, it affects how we move, it affects so much, all of how our insides work. So it's really important that we and our moms and dads are aware of what we're putting in our body.
All right, that's wonderful. So what are some guidelines for good nutrition?
Yeah, so there's lots of resources out there on kind of what we say your plate should look like. So if you sit down to eat and you have your plate, what should your plate look like? What should be on there? And so one of the ones I like to use is called My Plate. And Miss Dina is going to give you guys a little coloring sheet that has a plate that you can go color. And so what your plate's going to look like, so this half is fruits and vegetables. So you want half of your plate to be fruits and vegetables, okay? And we'll talk more specific on what those are. And then down here in the bottom corner are my proteins. We'll talk about those. Here in this corner we have grains, and then we have dairy, okay? So what are those specific things? So fruits and vegetables, you guys know. Apples, bananas, strawberries, those are your fruits, blueberries. And then your vegetables are probably those things that you guys don't like a lot of, all right? Because I know my kiddos did not, and it's still a struggle. So that's a lot of your green things, like your broccoli and your green beans and your lettuce and your spinach and your other, you have squash and zucchini and peas and corns and carrots and all those. And so you want a good mix of both. I say half your plate should be fruits and vegetables, but you see that it's even broke up. So you can't put all strawberries on the side of that plate, okay? You need some of the green things. And then our proteins, what are your proteins? Well, those are kind of your meats. So your chickens and your fish and your hamburgers and your steaks and things like that. That's your protein. Yeah, I like the fish. So, and then our grains, and you might hear some people use the word carbs, okay? So grains are in the carb category. And so those are things like your breads and your pastas and your rices and things like that, okay? And then your dairies, obviously your milk and yogurt and cheese and stuff like that. So you need all of those, and you should be getting some of all of those in your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. You might not have vegetables at breakfast, and that's fine. I understand that, but trying to get a good balance of those.
Great. Now, can you tell us a little bit about how the different foods affect the way our bodies move?
Yes. So I'm going to start with protein because it's probably one of the most important ones. Protein is what helps you build muscle. It keeps you fuller longer, so it gives you energy for a long time. It stays with you longer. It's our most important one. So I always encourage people to think about getting good protein. Eggs count as protein. You can even count like your Greek yogurts and cottage cheese, if you like cottage cheese. Those are good protein. So they're going to give you strength. They're going to give you endurance to go through your day.
Do you know about how much protein a child this age would need?
A preschool child would probably need 40 to 50 grams of protein a day. And mom and dad can help you with that. There's lots of good apps that can figure out how much is in there. And then our fruits and vegetables, those are good because they're fresh, they're organic, there's nothing made in them. They're from the ground, so those are good, and they help things kind of keep moving in the stomach, if you know what I mean. Keep things flowing. We need things flowing, so they help keep things moving inside the tummy. So we need those. And then our grains, or some people call them the carbs, those are our quick energy. And so those, like if you're going to go out for say you have a basketball game, an upward basketball game or something, you might want to eat a banana before you go, because that's going to give you some quick energy. So our grains and our carbs give us quick energy, but they burn off fast, so we use them real quick. That's why we want the proteins to help keep us full longer. And then our dairy, most of you guys know, help build strong bones. So you need the calcium that you get out of the dairy, so your milk and your cheese and your yogurts and things like that. So they all play a very important role in our body and how we function and how we move and if we feel full or if we get hungry real quick.
Yeah, and so also February is Dental Health Month, and so we was just talking about the dairy and stuff important for your bones. Well, your teeth are considered bones too, so got to make sure you take care of your teeth as well.
And that makes me think too about, we talked, I said nutrition was what you eat and drink. And so with February being dental month, those sugary drinks are really hard on our teeth. The sodas and sweet teas and things like that. And even fruit juices, they're good for you, but you need to make sure that, my dentist always told my kids to, after they drank something sugary or sweet, to brush their teeth just to get that sugar off. So that's real important too, of not only for your teeth, but just for your health, on watching how much soda and Capri Suns and High Seas you're drinking, because those are all not natural. So your body has to just work a little harder to make them process and break down.
Okay. Well, I thank you, Gretchen, for telling us about nutrition, and I hope you kids will start practicing on your plate, how it's supposed to look like, and thank you.
Yeah, it'll be funny if you go home and you tell mom that you need some vegetables or some protein on your plate. They'll be, what are you talking about?
Yes. All right.